Hey everyone, I'm Patrick Kozlowski, the Manager of Sports Programs for Special Olympics Indiana.
I'm Scott Magel, I'm the Director of Sports and Competition. Today we're going to show you how to do the different activities for the health and fitness for virtual games.
So we're going to be showing you exactly what's expected of you for each activity, give you some tips on how to do them, and then we'll even give you some ideas to substitute equipment if you don't necessarily have anything at your house.
All right, let's get started. We'll start with the Fit 5 activities.
All right everyone, we just want to remind you of a few safety tips before you actually get started with your activities. Make sure you work with your coach for help on selecting your activity and level that you're performing that activity at. Be sure to do your usual warm-up and cool-down routines to prevent injury. Definitely make sure you stay hydrated, plus you get extra points for this as part of the Health and Fitness Challenge. And don't overexert yourself. You don't have to fulfill the entire activity requirement at once. You can do a little bit at a time and build up, or do multiple sessions of the same activity to fulfill the daily requirement. Now Scott's going to show you how to do bicep curls. So first, if you have a weight, you're going to grab the weight in your hand and hold your arm straight down. With the weight in your hand then, curl your arm up, let your arm back down, and you're going to repeat that motion, and that's how you do a bicep curl. If you don't happen to have weights at home, don't worry. There are other things that you can do to stay active. If you happen to have a heavy book, grab a book in your hand and do the same thing. Straighten your arm, curl it, and repeat that motion. Almost everyone has laundry detergent at home, so if you have a big jug like that, you can grab your laundry detergent and use that for curls. Another item some people have is a 2 liter of pop. This could also be a gallon of water or a gallon of milk. Basically anything that has some weight to it around the house you can pick up and use for this exercise. Now, if some of those items are a little bit too heavy for you, you could even use something as small as a soup can or canned vegetables, something like that. And again, you're just doing that same motion. Start with your arm straight and curl it up and keep repeating.
Okay, next we're going to demonstrate a burpee. So first, starting from a standing position, squat down and touch the floor with your hands just outside your feet. Jump or step your legs back behind you into a push-up position. Jump or step your feet back forward to the squatting position. And then jump high into the air with your arms above your head. Bend your knees slightly as you land. Okay, let's try that again. Squat down, jump or step your feet back, back up, and then jump up into a jumping position. Okay, as you get a little bit more coordinated and this gets a little bit easier, you can pick up the pace a little bit. Excellent.
All right, everyone, next up is a lunge. So you're going to start standing position, back straight, arms to your side. You can use a chair or a wall for balance if that's needed and you need some assistance. And then from here, you're going to take a big step backward with your right leg. Put only the ball of your foot on the ground, and when you feel balanced, bend both your front and back leg so that your back knee almost touches the ground. Then you want to step forward, keep putting your feet together, and then keeping your body straight the entire time. So you want to complete all repetitions with your right leg stepping back, then you can switch to your left leg. So again, this is a demonstration of a right leg lunge, and then here's what the left leg looks like. Again, same thing, stepping back, bending both knees, and then back up into a standing position.
Next, we'll demonstrate the overhead press. So you'll start standing up with the weight in your hand. Your elbows bent, should be about shoulder height with your palm facing up or forward. Slowly push the weight above your head until your arm is straight, keeping your abdominal muscles tight and your back straight. Lower the weight back down to the starting position. You'll continue this until you reach the reps that you need to do for your day. And then you can switch hands and do the opposite hand. Again, starting with your elbow bent, push the weight above your head, your arms straight, your abdominal muscles tight, Back is straight. Lower the weight back down to the starting position. And again, if you don't have weights at home, you can use other objects like a heavy book. Same thing, same position. You can also use a jug of laundry detergent or a milk jug, anything that has some weight to it. You could also use a 2-liter bottle of drink. And if that's too much to start with a can of soup.
Alright, next up we're going to show you how to do planks, and we're going to actually show you how to do them 2 different ways so that you can modify them depending on your ability. So the first way we're going to show you is from your knees. You're going to start on your hands and knees, and if you've got a hard ground like what we have here in our office, you can put a towel down under your knees to soften it up a little bit. Then you're going to walk your hands forward, and you're going to lower your hips until your body is a straight line from your shoulders to your knee. So notice how Scott's got all of his weight forward on his shoulders, having to engage those abdominal muscles tight to keep his back straight. What you want to do is try and hold this for 20 seconds at first, and then you can relax. So go ahead and relax, Scott. Now, if this is a little bit too hard for you, you can do it for a little bit less time. If it's not quite challenging enough, you can do it for more time. This is not an exercise that's done in repetitions. It's done as a hold for an amount of time. So you can add or subtract time if you need to make it a little bit more difficult. Another thing you can do to make it a little bit more difficult is doing a plank, but this time we're going to do it off of our knees. So you saw Scott started on his hands and knees, walk your arms out, and then you straighten your legs so that the back of your weight is on the balls of your feet. Again, straight line from shoulders to hips to feet. Hold that for as long as you can, and then when you're done, go back down to your knees and relax.
Okay, next we're going to show you the push-ups. And there's actually 3 different ways to do the push-up. So first we're going to show how you would do it against a wall. So stand facing the wall, place your hands flat on the wall at shoulder level with your arms straight. Your feet should be behind your body so that you're actually leaning against the wall. Bend your arms to bring your chest to the wall. Keep your legs in place. Make your body a straight line. Push your arms straight to return to the starting position. Make sure your body stays in a straight line the whole time. And that's a wall push-up. Next, to make this a little bit more challenging is push-ups from your knees. So you'll start in the plank position from your knees that we showed before. Put your hands a little wider than your shoulders. Bend your elbows and lower your body towards the ground. Try to lower your chest all the way to the ground. Push your body back up to the starting position and keep your body in a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. That's push-ups from your knees. And then last, a little more challenging, is a full push-up. So here you're going to start in the plank position with your feet and your hands approximately shoulder width apart. Bend your elbows lower to lower your body to the ground. Again, try to get your chest all the way to the ground. Push your body back up to the starting position. The whole time, keep a straight line from your feet to your shoulders. This is the full push-up. Okay, next up we're going to show crunches and sit-ups. So to begin with, lie on the floor, bending your hips and your knees so that your feet are flat on the floor. Reach your arms towards your knees. Lift your head and slowly lift your upper back until you reach your knees. Try to get your shoulder blades completely off the ground. Pause and then slowly lower all the way back down. That is a crunch. Okay? So you want to do this slow and controlled. Next, we'll show you how to do a full sit-up. This is a little bit more challenging. You'll start in the same position, flat on the back, with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Cross your arms across your chest. Slowly raise up until you reach your knees, and then pause and slowly go back down. Again, this is a full sit-up.
All right, last up for the Fit 5 exercises are squats. So you're going to begin standing with your feet about as wide as your shoulders, facing forward. Then you're going to bend your knees and hips until you look like you are sitting in a pretend chair. Notice how Scott's legs are about level with the floor. Keep your feet flat on the floor, and then use your legs to stand up back into a standing position. So again, you're going to bend your knees at the hips till you look like you're sitting, and then straight back up. All right, you'll also notice that there are 2 video activities you can do as part of the Fit 5 activities. One of them is an Anytime Fitness video, and you can access those pretty much any day of the week. They constantly are posting them daily on their Facebook page, and you can access that at facebook.com/anytimefitness, and you'll notice that that link is popping up on your screen as you're watching this video. One of the other videos you can do are the WWE School of Strength videos. Again, accessed online. That website is specialolympics.org/school-of-strength. And again, you should be seeing that link popping up on your screen right now. Completing one of those videos equals 1 activity. So for the Anytime Fitness videos, those are coming out 1 per day, so you can do 1 of those per day. The WWE School of Strength videos, because there are multiple videos in the series, you could actually do 3 of those activities per day, and that would meet your daily requirement for the sports and fitness section. So highly recommend you check out some of those videos. They've got some really good content and some different exercises than what we've already shown you.
Next, let's cover the sports activities. Just a reminder, you do not have to complete each activity at one time. For example, to fulfill the basketball shooting activity, you could shoot half of your shots before lunch and the other half before dinner. So first off, 10-meter walk or roll and the 50-meter walk and run. Now, how do you measure when you don't have a tape measure? Basically, 1 meter equals 1 big step. So Patrick's going to demonstrate. Okay. Also, if you are doing 50-meter walk and run and you don't have enough space, you can measure off half of that and do down and back to equal 1 rep. So again, just measuring off that is 1 big step equals 1 meter.
All right, guys, now we're going to show you how to set up the 10-meter wheelchair slalom. Scott's got some examples of things you can use for cones in his hand. You can use a can of soup, a can of vegetables, a bottle of laundry detergent, an actual cone, a water bottle, literally anything that you can set on the ground and move behind. If you remember, 1 big step is about 1 meter. So Scott's taking 3 steps and setting a cone every meter or so. Basically, you just want to try and set those cones up evenly throughout the course. Start at one end, and you're just gonna zigzag in and out of the cones like you can see Scott doing there, going from one end to the other. And that's the 10-meter wheelchair slalom. The next activity we're going to cover is the ball catch. So the helper, which is me, the cameraman, stands about 10 feet away and is going to pass the ball to the participant, who is Scott. Attempts count towards the activity, so you don't have to use every pass. Some examples of balls you can use are a volleyball, a basketball, a soccer ball, a football. Oh, and notice Scott dropped that one, but that's okay. Again, you do not have to actually catch the ball for it to count towards the rep. You just have to attempt to catch it. If you don't have any balls like that at home, you could also use a softball, a tennis ball, or even a balled up pair of socks. So again, regardless of what equipment you might have at home, you can still do this activity.
Next activity is ball throwing for distance. So what you want to concentrate here is your technique, and again, you can use just about any item, any kind of ball. You can use a softball, you could use a tennis ball, you could use a football, you can even use a rolled up ball of socks. So Patrick will demonstrate here. So throwing for distance. And again, what you want to do is concentrate on your technique, and then as you keep going on your reps and throughout your day, you want to try to get farther and farther.
So for the next activity, we're going to talk about ball throwing accuracy. You can use almost anything you want for the target. For this drill, you can see that we're using a laundry basket. It could be a cardboard box, a storage bin, a water bottle, pots, pans, again, anything that you can throw at. You'll notice Scott's got a couple different options for balls that you can use. It's the same stuff we used in the last drill, so a tennis ball, softball, even a balled up pair of socks, a football, basketball, volleyball, any kind of ball will work. You can start with the target, about 10 feet away, and as you get a little bit better, you can continue to work that target further and further away, all the way out to, 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 feet as you continue to get better. So again, as you get more repetitions, try and move that target further and further away to challenge yourself.
Next up, we have basketball dribbling. So again, what you want to do is start with your dominant hand, and you want to make sure that you are using that hand, using both hands, moving around a little bit so you're not stationary. As you get more comfortable, you can pick up the pace a little bit. Again, concentrate on technique. What you're trying to do is get better at your control of the ball as you dribble. If you don't have a basketball, but you have a soccer ball or volleyball or other large ball that bounces, you could use that as well. So this next step, we have basketball shooting. So what you want to do here is make sure that you are shooting from multiple spots. Don't just shoot layups, shoot all around the court. Again, concentrate on your technique. So we're not scoring for how many you make, so make sure that you're using good technique and you're shooting from all different spots around the court. That's basketball.
All right, next we're going to talk about the bocce rolling for accuracy. So what you want to do is place a stationary object, start at a distance that you're comfortable with, and you continually push it further and further. So you can use an actual Polina, which Scott has in his hand. If you don't have a Polina or a bocce set, you could use a cone. You could use a can of soup or a can of vegetables. You could use a bottle of laundry detergent, a 2 liter of soda. Again, any object will do. And then you can notice Scott's starting off at about 20 feet away, and the first ball he's gonna throw is an actual bocce ball. And again, you're just rolling for accuracy. So pick out your target. If you don't have a bocce ball, you can use a softball, which you can see Scott has. You could also use a tennis ball or a baseball, which Scott also has. Other balls you could use would be a volleyball, a basketball, a soccer ball. Again, pretty much any ball that you have at your house will do, throwing at a stationary object for this activity.
Next up, we're going to talk about soccer, and this is the free dribble for soccer. You're going to stand with the ball at your feet, point your toe straight down. Use the laces to push the ball forward. Focus on control of the ball. You don't want it getting too far ahead of you. Start with your dominant foot and begin to introduce your weaker foot as you get more comfortable. Start with walking and increase your speed as you get a little more comfortable also. As you continue to get more comfortable, you can add the inside and outside of your foot to change directions. Okay, next up we have soccer passing. So you're going to start with your plant foot even with the ball and pointing towards your target. So Patrick has 3 targets up there. He's got the cone, the bottle of soda, and also the laundry detergent bottle. So those are his 3 targets. So you'll start with your foot even with the ball pointing towards the target. Open your hip as you pull your kicking leg back. Pass the ball with the inside of your kicking foot. Feet are perpendicular at the time of contact with the ball. So if you watch Patrick again, his foot will be to the inside. There he goes. And follow through all the way to the target. Okay, one more time, Patrick. Okay, next up we have soccer pendulum. So you're going to stand with your feet about shoulder width apart with the ball between your feet. You're going to gently tap the ball from one foot to the other using the inside of your foot, keeping the ball under you. Tap the ball back to the starting foot again keeping the ball directly under you. So you're going to go back and forth like a pendulum. Repeat this process, and as you begin to get a little more comfortable, you can pick up the pace as you go. And again, the more comfortable you get, you can even move forward slightly, but you want to keep the ball under you and in control at all times. Again, next up is soccer toe touches. So you're going to start with the ball at your feet. You're going to lift one foot up and touch your toes gently to the top of the foot or top of the ball. Then put that foot back down in the same place. You'll repeat this process with the other foot, again gently on top of the ball. The ball should remain stationary throughout the whole exercise. As you get more comfortable again, you'll want to start picking up the pace. Again, so you're touching the ball with each foot gently, but the ball remains stationary during the exercise.
All right, next up we have the standing long jump. So you want to stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, bend your legs, and then with both legs jump as far as you can forward, landing on both feet. You'll notice that Scott kind of used his arms to help with his momentum. So as he comes back the other way, notice how his arms swing back and then forward as he jumps. So again, one more time, stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, bend your legs, arms go back, and as you explode forward, those arms go up, helping propel you forward. That's the
Next up is volleyball bumping and setting. If you have a partner, you can have them pass the ball to you with your arms straight and your hands out in front of you, and together you will bump the ball back to your partner. That is a bump pass. To repeat this process for setting, the partner passes the ball more over your head with your hands open and palms up, fingers spread. Bump the ball with your fingertips above your head and back to your partner. That is the bump pass. That's a set. So we'll show this again. Okay. If you don't have a partner, you can do this against a wall as well. Okay, and that is the volleyball bump pass and setting.